Okay, so hello everyone at this final session of the ICOS conference. For those who missed the opening, my name is Maciej Eder, and I'm the president of the scientific committee of the Congress, and also the director of the Institute of Polish Language at the Polish Academy of Sciences, which is the main organizer of this Congress. Here we've arrived at the final last session and closing session of this conference or congress. Finally, there is this idea, this notion of the Zoom fatigue. We've all experienced that. We could see over those 5 days that this is not an urban legend, but it really happens. It happened to almost all of us, myself included. But feeling very exhausted. I feel exhausted, but in a good sense. I feel exhausted, but at the same time, full of new energy, full of ideas that I could pick up over those couple of days. So this is an exhaustion, but a good exhaustion, and hopefully this also applies to you. I hope this is the case. We've seen over 250 delegates from over 50 countries coming here, even if virtually, but still coming to Kraków. Dozens of papers presented and 2 plenary talks, even if we planned 3 plenary talks, and for the health issues of one of the presenters, we had to cancel one. By the way, he's getting okay, so that's good. So even if without this 3rd plenary, the remaining 2 were absolutely stunning. So that's the full program that I'm not going to comment very much on, because Professor Richard Coates will do it in a couple of minutes. For all of us. But what was quite striking to me was the final panel discussion on place names and open data as open data, because open data, that's an increasingly important topic in the humanities, generally speaking, and the digital humanities and beyond digital humanities, something which is very, very dear to me. Also, if not exclusively in the context of scientific replicability. So in the humanities are getting more and more aware about the quality of our scientific output and on the quality of replicability of our results. And linked open data, or open data in general, makes it possible, because we started to share our data sets. Some other experiments are possible. So it is great to see more and more open databases being made publicly available. Plus, we all share in our drawers on our hard drives, plenty of databases, right? So this is also something like a good moment to start sharing with our colleagues. So this is also, I believe that this panel will be a beginning of a big share of linked open data of the onomastic data sets. As said, Professor Coates will comment on the scientific program in a moment, but before we go there, 2 housekeeping announcements. So there were some inquiries, and the thing is that all the participants will receive a written confirmation of their participants in the PDF format, and I will be very, very happy to add my signature to every single confirmation document here. So the Congress Organizing Office has prepared 2 formats, whatever that means, but that's the information I just got from the organizers. So that's the first thing. The participants will receive a confirmation. And the second thing is that there is a virtual exhibition of probably the most seminal books in onomastics over the last 20 years from several countries, available on the Congress's website. So just go to the Congress web page, then to program, and then to book exhibition. You can check for those seminal monographs yourselves. And now I will pass to Professor Richard Coates from the University of West England on comments, who will comment and provide a summary on the scientific program. Richard, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Maciej. Meine Damen und Herren, Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends. I've been awarded the honor of being asked by the Congress organizers to make a few remarks in summary. The idea that any one attendee can summarize a conference of such breadth and diversity may be crazy, and anyone consenting to do it is probably also crazy, but I'll do my best. We've all been denied the pleasure of a visit to the beautiful city of Kraków, but many of us will have been inspired to visit it on another occasion. Not the least of the city's attractions is its university and the forward-looking body which has staged this magnificent conference, with the participation of 3 Polish, 3 Slovak, and 1 Czech sponsoring bodies. It has sustained this integrated event despite the loss of one of its principal driving forces, Professor Barbara Czopek-Kopciuch, and despite the difficulties and distractions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the same pandemic has opened new avenues and opportunities. This is the first conference I've ever attended which has taken place entirely online. From my perspective, it's been a great success, and the success of this event means that ICOS can take a new and refreshed view of how it operates its activities. As well as traditional congresses, we can now consider the possibility of online events between congresses, and the possibility of events delivered with a blend of physical attendance and online participation. That would mean that ICOS can reach out to more onomasts worldwide than ever before, which should also help promote our international presence and status. Despite the adverse circumstances, the statistics relating to ICOS 27 are impressive. 256 scholars registered for the Congress, representing 50 different countries from all parts of the world except Australasia. 3 plenary lectures were scheduled, though as Professor Eder said, sadly Professor Rutkowski was not well enough to deliver his, and I'm sure that all participants will want to wish him a speedy return to health. Those lectures we did hear by Professor Jordan and Professor Embleton were both important contributions, with Peter Jordan reflecting on the debate surrounding the contested usage of endonyms and exonyms, and Sheila Embleton delivering an assessment of the history of naming in India, which was simultaneously broad and deep, and of great value as foundational to those who, like me, have a knowledge of South Asian onomastics which is limited. Contrasting with the broad appeal of the plenaries, the Congress organizers, fittingly, arranged 3 Central European symposia on Polish, Czech, and Slovak onomastics, with 10 papers in all. And these languages also featured in sessions of regular papers. The thematic panel on place names as open data, referred to by Professor Eder, took place as the culminating event of the Congress, and its importance was appropriately emphasized by him. In all, there were 211 regular papers originally scheduled, whose topics, when broadly categorized, reflected the expected concerns of onomasts worldwide. There were 86 papers on the theme of toponomastics and 59 on anthroponomastics, always the topics best represented, with a good representation of both diachronic and synchronic sociocultural themes. Literary onomastics was represented by 26 papers, whilst general, theoretical, and methodological topics were represented by 15. The last group was backed by sessions of the ICOS bibliography and terminology groups. There were papers in all 3 official ICOS languages, plus Russian. The heavy imbalance in favor of English, to which I'm contributing right now, should give us cause for reflection as onomasts. Anglophone culture has a continuing impact on names, branding, naming practices and policies worldwide, feeding a strong political dimension in contemporary synchronic onomastic studies and a developing interest in decolonizing educational curricula. Peter Jordan's lecture on the vexed question of the use of endonyms versus exonyms is one dimension of this issue. The historical fact of colonialism reminds us that it is one facet of the wider question of cultural contact, which informs a significant number of diachronically oriented papers at this Congress. Some of us may regret some sorts of cultural contact. Others may be stimulated by the pluralism which it may engender. But let us not forget that so much of the linguistic and onomastic change that excites us all is due to such contexts, whether viewed in a negative or positive light. Notwithstanding this, as usual, many papers focused on names and naming at particular times and places, in particular languages. And you may have benefited, like me, from the opportunities offered by the simple electronic ability to slip from session to session without charging through clusters of intense scholars gathered in doorways and without spilling your cup of coffee. The fact of moving between 4 different sessions this morning, for example, allowed me to hear themes and perspectives in papers alternately focusing on native and integrated foreign surnames, place names alluding to minority or other cultures in a country, names for enigmatic human-built features in the landscape, and a perspective on names of religious import formulated in my own language. I hope it's not too bland or generic a conclusion when I say that variety is a great motivator. It's the spice of onomastics, and today I experienced a fine and delicately flavored curry of names. As I said earlier, ICOS now has the opportunity to reflect on the way it conducts its business in Congress, perhaps in a radical way, mirroring the way in which it's updated its public face through its website and its revitalized journal Onoma, which is now open access. Journal editors talk to each other at a special session for that purpose. ICOS has also taken the opportunity to look forwards thanks to the meeting of its student, or perhaps better titled, Young Scholars group, and to look outwards thanks to its PR group. Congress has brought us together while apart in many different ways, and it can only raise the pleasure of anticipating our next meeting in Helsinki, whatever form it may finally take in 2024.
Thank you very much. Yeah, a technical break. Sorry for that. Still waiting about the technology and its issues. Yeah. Okay, now it works. Too many sound devices turned on at the same time. Thank you very much, Richard, for this great overview of the entire Congress. And now, as all of us know, the Triannual Congress is not only a venue for the magnificent papers and the discussions and the scientific content, but also this is an opportunity for the General Assembly of the ICOS, all the board meetings, appointments of new chairs, presidents, and boards, and it also took place this year. And in this year's during this year's meeting, a new president has been appointed. The coronation, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but still the coronation is also. But before we go to the newly appointed president, a few words from the magnificent outgoing president, Professor Paula Sjöblom. Paula, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I hope you hear me. Esteemed Scientific Committee, sehr geehrte Wissenschaftliches Komitee, Cher Comité Scientifique, dear organizers, dear participants, my friends and colleagues. When I look at the past 5 days, not years, days, I see the future. That is why I would like to share with you 2 quotations about future by 2 great thinkers, Mahatma Gandhi and Albert Camus. Mahatma Gandhi has said, the future depends on what you do today, and Albert Camus, la vraie générosité envers l'avenir consiste à tout donner au présent. Real generosity towards the future lies in giving all to the present. You organizers in Kraków have given it all. What a splendid conference we have had. It has been the best possible in these difficult circumstances. The concept was familiar and it respected the long tradition of ICOS congresses, but the whole execution was new. As in the previous congresses, we have heard many fascinating papers dealing with a wide range of subjects. We have had the possibility to gather all together in the main hall to listen keynote lectures and a panel discussion, and as smaller groups in smaller rooms for paper sessions. We have had the possibility for seeing old friends and for networking in these virtual rooms. We have had the possibility to hold meetings of different working groups and of ICOS in general. We have had the possibility to discuss, to share experiences, to laugh together. We even got a chance to enjoy a marvelous piano concert prepared only for us. I like to use the opportunity to express my warm thanks to Urszula Bijak and the whole organizing team, as well as to the president, vice presidents, and the scientific committee for what you have created for us, and to congratulate them for the perfect preparations. ICOS has taken a huge digital leap towards the future. I'm sure that the whole audience will join these compliments. Thanks to all participants, and special thanks to those who have presented their research. I was especially delighted to see so many young onomasticians in the Congress presenting their research, their new methods and ideas. The future of onomastics and the future of ICOS looks promising. I'm already eager to see what the next Congress will bring along, while there is such a talented young generation of scholars emerging. As the outgoing president of ICOS, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the outgoing board of directors. Thanks for all your companion, and thanks for the support and the enthusiasm that you have given. Cheers that you have been working like a dog for ICOS for 4 years. My special thanks to Alina Bukesio and Emilia Aldrin, to whom I always have been able to lean on. Finally, I want to congratulate the new president of ICOS, Katalin Räsägi, and the new board of directors. It is a great joy to have so multilingual, multi-continental, multidisciplinary, and multi-talented team in leading ICOS to the year 2024 and to the next Congress in Helsinki. All the best for us all. Be safe and enjoy the autumn in the north and spring in the south. Au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, das Vidania.
Thank you so much. And what a president you were, I mean, during these very, very difficult moments of the pandemics. But now passing to the newly appointed president of ICOS, Professor Katalin Räsägi from the University of Debrecen, Hungary. Katalin, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, first of all, on behalf of the new ICOS board, I would like to thank you very much for your kind support. I also would like to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation to Paula, who headed ICOS for 4 years, and the whole board. I hope that together with the new board, we will represent ICOS as successfully as the former board with Paula managed to do. We are at the end of a really successful organization, a really successful Congress. So I would like to express my appreciation to all the organizers, and especially Urszula Bijak and Pavel Svoboda for your hard work, and that contrary to all the negative circumstances and difficulties, you provided us this wonderful 1 week. And Richard Coates might be a mind reader, because I also prepared to refer to the virtual aspects of the Congress. I think this Congress showed that virtual events even if they cannot replace in-person events, provides good opportunities for us to meet each other and share our knowledge on the different aspects of names. And I hope that ICOS also can take advantage of this new online era. And even if we manage to return to our former normal life, we will launch new initiatives and advance the dissemination of onomastic science and the related scientific fields. And finally, I hope we will see you all in Helsinki. And I also would like to encourage every onomastic institution, research center, department, and everyone to apply for, or at least to consider the possibility of the application for the organization of the 29th Congress, so after Helsinki. As you can see, it's a wonderful possibility for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And yeah, welcome to this hard work for the next years as a president of ICOS. Well deserved, but yeah, it's gonna be hard work at the same time. Now, this Congress is going to its end, but we are already thinking of the next one in Helsinki in a couple of years' time. And I welcome Professor Terhi Ainiala from the University of Helsinki to say a few words about the venue and the conference to be, and maybe to invite us to the next Congress in Helsinki. Terhi, the floor is yours.
And thank you very much. And dear colleagues, dear friends, I also want to start by thanking all the organizers. You have done a great job, and I have also enjoyed this Congress very much. And you can now think that you made history. You organized the ICOS Congress virtually online for the first time, and you made a great success. So congratulations. And so the next ICOS Congress, the 28th International Congress of Onomastic Sciences, will be held in Helsinki, Finland, in 3 years, in August 2024. And the exact dates are from the 19th until the 23rd August. And the venue is the University of Helsinki and its city center campus. And as you may have heard, the theme for the Congress is sustainability of names, naming, and onomastics. And as we have already seen here, we onomasticians have a lot to contribute to these kind of themes as well. And I'm already looking forward to see you all in Helsinki, be it in person or virtually, but we will be there. We all will be there, and I'm hoping it will be good and then a kind of pleasure for all us to be in Helsinki. So I invite you all warmly to Helsinki in 3 years. See you there.
Thank you very much. And in 3 years' time, we'll be fairly hungry after those years of being deprived from in-person meetings. So really hoping to be there in person. And I cannot accept any other solution here. Let's go there. Let's go to Helsinki in 3 years' time. Already actually sort of thinking of that. Now passing to Professor Urszula Bijak, one of the organizers. Actually, well, many thanks, many words of gratitude has been expressed already. Let me add from myself also a big thank you and big kudos to Urszula for having organized actually most of the conference. So Urszula, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, we have reached the end of the 27th ICOS Congress. Firstly, I would like to thank the members of the scientific committee who evaluated around 300 papers. Finally, after this year-long pandemic, more than 200 papers were presented. Special thanks go to our plenary speakers, Professor Sheila Embleton and Peter Jordan, for the impressive papers, and to all participants who presented their current research project and results of the investigations, and also to the colleagues who chaired the sessions and prepared panel discussions. This is you who made this Congress possible, as we only provided you with the virtual space and coordination. Thank you very much. The next stage will be the publication of the papers in Proceedings. The Proceedings will be reviewed, published in open access. Every article will receive a DOI number, and all volume or volumes will be available in addition to the electronic version, also in paper version on request. We will take care of indexing in the important databases. We would like to publish the proceedings as quickly as our colleagues from Debrecen did. So we kindly ask you to send the final version of your articles by the 2nd of November. Detailed technical information we will provide via emails after the Congress, but the text should be in Microsoft Word format or RTF document format, the bibliographical references in accordance with APA style. The lengths of the articles, including abstract and keywords, should be around 40,000 characters with spaces. This does not apply to plenary lectures, of course. And now I would like to thank Professor Maciej Eder, the director of the Institute of Polish Language, for his help and great support. And moreover, to Deputy Director, Mr. Szymon Seweryn. Thank you, Milan Harvalík, for his advice, support, and help in preparation of the detailed Congress program. Thanks go to my colleagues from the onomastic department, Professor Harshka Gurne and Professor Katarzyna Skowronek, but especially to Dr. Paweł Swoboda, who was responsible for the online format of the Congress and our webpage. Paweł, you are the best. I'd like to give special thanks to our young colleagues from the technical support, who are mostly PhD students at the Institute of Polish Language: Zdzisław Koczarski, Małgorzata Czachor, Joanna Byszuk, Wojciech Łukasik, Łucja Wilewska, Robert Szokalski. Thank you, everybody. Last but not least, I would like to thank Dr. Kinga Rozwadowska from the Jagiellonian University Conference Office for taking care of the registration and many other things. Thank you once more to all of you for having participated in this firstly fully online ICOS Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, Dame и господа, thank you to all of you. Merci beaucoup, danke schön, большое спасибо вам.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was a great couple of words. And I'm sitting right now in a conference room with a couple of other people, big names mostly, if not exclusively. And I've heard some signs of disagreement or disappointment when you mentioned the Microsoft Word format. So maybe this is the tiny thing that could be negotiated later if there are any other requests.
Of course.
We can negotiate. We can be open to other possibilities as well. Okay, anyway, thank you very much. And the next, actually, and the final speaker of tonight is Professor Milan Harvalík with his final thanks. So Milan, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, onomasticians, I would also like to add a few words. This ICOS Congress was the 27th and the first at the same time. The first ICOS Congress, which was organized online, as already Richard, Katalin, and Urszula said. But I think it is not possible not to mention it again. due to a coronavirus pandemic, all of us, as well as all the people around the world, had to change our habits, social behavior, and lives in general. But there is a proverb in Czech that says, everything bad is good for something. In other words, even negatives have their positives. And I think that it should be the approach to life in each wrong or negative situation to try to find something positive. Every cloud has a silver lining. So let's try to look for these silver linings in our lives. It is a great pity that we all could not meet in Kraków in person, but we all found out that even such a demanding and important action as the ICOS Congress, the ICOS General Assembly including, can be successfully organized online. As a representative of one of the co-organizers, I would also like to say that even though the preparations were demanding, among others, we had to take into consideration time zones for the participants, which is not a normal way at a Congress, which is organized in a traditional way. It was really a pleasure for me to work with colleagues from Poland, primarily with Urszula Bijak and Paula Svoboda, and from Slovakia, especially with Iveta Valentová. I would like to thank not only to them, but to all others who participated in the preparations of the Congress for their cooperation. And I would like to thank to you all who participated in the Congress for your interest in onomastics and for your willingness to try to work with new technologies. Well, I know for many of you, it was nothing new to work with Zoom for 5 days, but still, I think that it gave us a good lecture in computer and IT knowledge. Well, perhaps I can tell also that my dear Polish and Slovak colleagues and I have also other joint projects, especially in the field of onomastic terminology, and I'm happy that our cooperation will continue. And now, I would like to present you a small present. You see, I simply like puns. That's why I present a present. This present is from the Slovak organizers of the Congress. Gabriela Mučková, the director of the Institute of Linguistics in Bratislava and editor-in-chief of the journal Jazykovedný časopis, it's English linguistic journal, sent me the link to the online version of the latest issue of this journal. Just a moment, let me share my screen. I'll show you. Yes. Okay. Yes, it works. It already works. Its contents and the papers are dedicated to 100th anniversary of birth of Professor Vincent Blanár, one of the most prominent representatives of Slovak onomastics. And this issue was published just yesterday. So just you can have a look at the contents. Now, yes, this is Professor Blanár. This is the contents. You may see some words, some names that you know from this Congress and from the onomastics as well. Yes, that's all. So I'll stop sharing my screen. Just a moment. I hope I'll be able to do it. Well, yes, stop sharing. Okay, and you don't have to be afraid. I'll send you a link where you can download this issue via chat. So thank you very much once more, and I'm looking forward to see you all probably in person at the next Congress, and of course at all onomastic congresses conferences and other activities where we will be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Milan, very much for your warm words and for the gift, which is very much appreciated. And well, what else can be said? Some kudos and thank yous has been already expressed for the organizers, but I would also say very big thank you to all the participants, because without all of the 252 of you, the Congress could not have happened at all, and it turned out to be a big success, mostly if not exclusively because of you. So thank you very, very, very much for your participation. And now, hereby I declare the Congress officially concluded, and see you all in 3 years' time in Helsinki. Thank you.